What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going? It's Dan here from Cryonoir. Welcome to another video. This is just me playing around with Unity, doing a bit more level design. I did the previous space station design, and one of the comments was, that they would prefer if I did like sort of a commentary on it, explain what I'm doing. So I just thought I would give this a go. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, if you prefer it like this or if you prefer just like the music and the visuals, and that's entirely up to you. Just let me know down in the comments. So May Madness is on the Unity asset store, and lots of stuff is for sale on the cheap, lots of assets. So I decided to get some assets and have a go as part of my sort of ongoing journey through Unity. So this is the first time I've ever tried to do kind of an outdoor sort of scene. It's the first time I've ever used a terrain editor as well, which is why it's all a little janky. I don't really know where things are, and throughout the whole process I'm just sort of playing around with it, and every so often having to sort of sneak off to YouTube and go, how do I do this? What does this do? Unfortunately, I'm using sort of a 2019 version of Unity as well, so a lot of the stuff has moved around. So a lot of the tutorials I'll sort of see people say, oh yeah, you just go here and do it, and I'm like, oh, that's not there anymore. But yeah, so here I'm just sort of smoothing things out. I had like an idea that I wanted to do kind of a lake sort of scene, like a lake with some trees around it and everything. So this like little flat patch here is going to be the lake. I got a groovy skybox in one of the sort of scenes, which looks pretty cool. So this is me sort of making space for the lake and then trying to work out how I'm going to do this. Now, I bought an asset pack that was sort of rivers sort of focused, and it did your sort of water-based sort of things. Now, I kind of thought it was going to be just a basic kind of, plonk the water down and look at it go, but it's actually a really complicated sort of piece of kit, and it's sort of a physics-based river system which has got it's got flow to it and everything. You have to tell it what the route of the water's going to be and all that kind of stuff, and it's very good. This is me trying to put like down a basic C, and you can see it's going a bit crazy, and I don't really know how to fix it. Now, I'm not going to tell you which assets I've purchased to use this, because I am a long way away from making these assets look anywhere near like to their potential, so I don't want this to reflect badly on the assets. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever used these, and again, I got some cyberpunk city assets as well, so I'm doing a cyberpunk scene, and I got loads of other stuff, some cool materials and everything, so I've got a lot of stuff to play with. And again, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is literally just the first time I've done this as part of the sort of the learning curve, so I don't want anyone to kind of look at the assets and the end product and go, oh well, it looks terrible, I'm not going to buy them. I'm well aware that the end result is far from what is capable with these assets. So this is again me still trying to kind of make a lake in the bottom. I believe it had like a pre-built marsh and a pre-built sea, and again, they were not good. Yeah, here this is I've managed to find one of the river animations, or one of the river textures, and then just maybe if I just kind of resize it and make it huge to fill that gap, maybe it'll look okay. Now, even though this is speeded up, the original, when it was playing at a normal speed, was not good. It was considerably too far as the world's fastest moving lake, and I had literally no idea how I was going to fix that. So I was like, well, that's obviously an asset that I'm gonna have to spend quite a bit of time to sort of learn, to get used to. And this is not really the focus of this. This was just more me trying to get used to the terrain editor. So here I'd sort of worked out how to paint sort of texture. Like, this is how early it is in the thing. I don't even know how to paint on texture yet. So and again, I'm not totally comfortable with all the sort of the smoothing and the movement of terrain, which is why it's very mountainous and hilly. And I had no idea of sort of scale either. I think that's one of the big takeaways I learned from this was, you need to have a look at the scale of the assets that you're doing compared to the size of the scene that you're making. So I sort of built this scene thinking it was going to be, you know, absolutely immense. And then I started putting some of the assets in, and some of the sort of trees and other things that I had, and I was like, oh, actually it's really quite small. It's not as though it wouldn't be a lake. It would at best would be a small pond. So, you know, these are little things that you sort of learn as you're going along, and this is all part of the process. So now I'm starting to learn, you know, found how to do kind of put sort of objects down, or what the prefabs, put them down as with a brush, which has enabled me to kind of colour this in a very sort of slapdash sort of way. And again, I have no idea if this is the correct way to do this. I have a feeling when, you know, judging by the end result of what I actually created, this is probably not the correct way to do this. There's probably a far better way to do this, but again, I'll like I say, this is the very first time I've ever tried to do this, so you know, it's kind of gonna suck a little bit anyway. But you know, a little bit of hope for people that can make a scene that's half reasonable. You know, if you think it sucks, and don't suck as bad as this. But anyway, so I've got some of the ground stuff down, some ground coverage, and I've also got some rocks that I've just thrown in there, and I'm like, oh, trees, let's put trees. So lots and lots of trees everywhere, trees, all the trees, lots of trees. We'll have ferns, so we'll have oaks, and we'll have just ferns and oaks really. And again, this was a very slapdash kind of thing. I just wanted to sort of kind of do it and get it done and sort of see what I came out with, you know, just by throwing stuff down. I did all of this in about an hour and a half. No, maybe about 2 hours all told. And a significant amount of that time was trying to work out where things were. So I managed to find the wind thing. What's it called? Wind zone. And you know, it was too strong, and I started playing around with that, trying to reduce it and make it bigger and stronger and stuff. I have a feeling that I might have accidentally put the wind zone sort of on objects and on the terrain and all sorts. So I mean, again, I don't know if I've overdone this or if I've done it incorrectly. This is a lot to learn here. So now we're just gonna add some bushes and then accidentally delete the bushes. Like, I only wanted to get rid of just the bushes, and I ended up deleting the bushes and all the undergrowth underneath it as well. So, and where are we? What are we doing now? Or just adding more different flowers just to give the ground a little more interestingness. Just to give it a few more things and to make it look a little denser and a little less patchy in places, a little less like it's, you know, just been sort of painted on. And it's starting to look a little bit better now, but still a long way to go. Trying to think, and again, you're not going to get any sort of real significant idea of what it looks like until the end, because obviously it's speeded up, so every time you look at it, everything looks as though it's flapping around all over the place. Yeah, and then I thought, oh well, I need to try and paint the ground green, so that way it kind of hides it underneath the grass. Any patches will look a little bit differently. And again, I still don't really know exactly what I'm doing with these textures and texture layers. It seems to be that you can have multiple layers, but I couldn't work out how to do it and how to, you know, what I need to be adding to create sort of a texture rather than just a flat colour. But I sort of figured it out eventually and managed to work out how to stop it from glowing luminously. And then the bits that were still close to the camera that you could see, I thought I'll just hide them with rocks. And there we go. So they were hidden with rocks up there. There's another bit like kind of glowing and sticking out. So rock, but a big rock on top of it. There we go. That's hidden. Yeah, this is very much the hack job way of doing things. It's like, oh, that doesn't look good. Well, put a mesh on top of it. There we go. I had decided I'd like to do kind of a tree that had fallen over, and just kind of lay that into the scene. So I started trying to play with that, and again, I found it really hard to sort of tell what was going on. My colour blindness does not really help me in this sort of thing, because, you know, when it's highlighted it's glowing orange, so I can see it floating, but then in the little window, the little preview window I've got, I can't really see it in there, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can see it now, it's kind of floating. But then when I go to this scene, it just kind of sort of disappears a bit and kind of blurs, and I can't really tell what's going on. So I kind of thought, well, I don't really want it to be kind of ambiguous as to what's going on. So we'll get rid of it. We'll just have a big tree, like a focal point in the middle of this, this kind of clearing. So we'll do an oak tree, only we'll scale it and make it, you know, massive. So that's what we did. So I put a big tree in the middle, and then next up I just started trying to play around with some of the lighting to sort of give it a bit of a feel. And then I also put on the post-processing sort of effects, and just started playing around with some of those and the lighting to try and get it looking a little better and a little more effective. You know, I started adding fog and things. I think that's the next stage. Yeah, rendering. See, I'm still looking. I'm actually still looking for the post-processing stack. I don't know where it is, so I'm kind of going, oh, is it in here? Is it there? Is it all lighting? Is it? Okay. And then we go. So I'm like, all right, okay, so let's create a processor in Pro. See, I'm getting there. I'm starting to. It's slowly creeping in and sort of getting into me. And then yeah, create that and then add that into there. And then here we go. So we start adding things like anti-aliasing and, you know, sort of some ambient occlusion. Start playing around with things, and yeah, that gets us to the final product. I think I might add some bird song to it and some chirping to give it some effect for the final video to just sort of show you what it eventually looks like. Oh, I spent a lot longer on playing with the all of the effects, the post-processing effects, than I realised I did. I spent quite a while on the post-processing effects by the looks of it. So anyway, that was my video. That was the this is the final product. As you can see, it's running at a blistering about 10 frames a second for some reason, so there's definitely a lot of performance left on the table there to get that running a little bit better. But yeah, all in all, I'm fairly happy with it as just a first pass, as a first attempt at doing an outside scene. So obviously I will get better at these, and I will get better at doing all of this. But you know, it's part of the learning process, and this channel is all about kind of documenting all of my progress. So you know, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a comment down below, and hit the like and the comment and the subscribe and all that good stuff. And if you would prefer that you didn't listen to my dulcet tones while I jabber on over the video in future, just let me know down there, and next time I post one of these there won't be any of that. There'll just be some nice music playing in the background. So either way, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take it easy, and I'll see you around. Alright, bye bye.